to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. So John and Jesus were not contradicting each other at all. John was not Elijah in the flesh. But who was John, and how was he related to the Tishbite of Mount Carmel fame? How was he related? They had the same spirit, and they gave the same messages. Same messages, folks. Elijah the Tishbite and John the Baptist, if you study out the messages that both of them gave, they're identical. They're identical messages. So Malachi chapter 4 says that somebody would come before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and Elijah would come, not in person, but in spirit and in messages. Same message, folk. Same message. Now, let's take a look at that other phrase in Malachi chapter 4 and verse 5. It says that this Elijah would come before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. What is the great and dreadful day of the Lord? Was that the first coming of Christ? Luke chapter 2 says that there were shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night, and lo, the angel of the Lord was all around them, and he said, "Fear not." Doesn't sound like a dreadful day, does it? And the angel said, "I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people." Does that sound like a dreadful day? No, it doesn't at all, does it? That's a glorious day. It was a day of peace, a day of joy. But how about the second coming? How does the Bible define the second coming of Christ? A day of peace and joy, or a day of darkness, a day of terror? How does the Bible define it? Rocky, tell me, how does it define it? Terror. Let's notice a few passages. Zephaniah chapter 1. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Listen to, and 17. The Bible says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It's near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Verse 17, "I will bring distress upon men. They shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. Their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung." And that wasn't the first coming that Zephaniah is describing.